What is going on, my peeps? Your boy Versatile is back with another video, back talking about the OnePlus 7 Pro 3-month review. Yes, it's been out since May, June, July, August. It's almost going on 4 months. Let's get into why this phone is still top 3 in terms of best phone of 2019. And the first thing we're about to talk about is the hardware, is the design of the phone. Yes, this phone is so futuristic and will hold up for at least the next 3 years for sure, just in terms of design, because of the front-facing display. Full screen, baby. Full screen. You see that? Ooh, all that goodness, right? And then the sleek aluminum frame around the edges feels good in the hands. The curved display, every once in a while you'll get some, accidental touches, right? But it's not to the point where it gets annoying and gets in the way. Next up, the pop-up front-facing camera, of course, as you see right here. Boom. USB-C on the bottom, one of your speakers at the bottom. No headphone jack, of course, but who cares at this point? Bluetooth's where it's at. I'm not mad at it. It's about time we kind of move on from that, of course. The alert slider on the side, right? And the power button, which can be used in conjunction with Hey Google. So, and of course it brings it up. So in terms of design of this phone, it is beautiful. It is so lovely. I have a white stone dome glass screen protector on mine right now. And I have a D-brand skin on the back, which I'm always contemplating taking off just because I like the mirror gray on the back. And from time to time, it does feel like I might actually get a little more grip with the back of the phone as opposed to the skin. That being said, for 6.67 inches, you get used to it. At first, you're like, man, this is a big phone. But I'm glad it's more tall than it is wide. Very close to that 21 by 9. I think it's actually more like 19.5 by 9. But still, very solid phone. The hardware holds up and it's not gotten in the way. I have like one little minor ding here at the bottom, slid out of my pocket because my pocket had a hole in it. Of course, that's how I would hurt my phone. I have not actually dropped the phone in 3 years on like a hard surface where it would, damage the cosmetics or anything. So for that to take place is the only reason why I dropped this phone and dinged it a little bit, but it's barely noticeable. And of course, at the bottom, you got your SIM card port. No micro SD card expansion. Why? You get 256 gigs. For me, 256 gigs is more than enough for what I do on my phone. I wish I had that on my tablet, which is why in another video, I'll talk about that. But in terms of the OnePlus 7 Pro, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. Beautiful. I barely game on this. Every now and then I think about downloading Marvel Contest of Champions on my phone. I do have it downloaded on my tablet. That's why I love playing it. So as long as there's no issue with me being on 2 different devices, maybe I would put it on here just because I want to try gaming on this. I play chess and I've tried, what's that one game, Asphalt? Fine. I had no issues gaming on here. And 8 gigs of RAM, Fnatic mode, beautiful. Which segues us into software. This Oxygen OS constantly gets updated. I do have the T-Mobile variant, so the problem with that is you're behind like a month or so in terms of updates. Right now, we just got 9.5.10, and even then it was smaller than what the unlocked or global update was, but it still had like the July software patch. It had some more optimization in terms of the camera, the touch display, the always on display, just the subtle improvements and tweaks that OnePlus continues to push out to keep this phone running very smooth. That's one thing you don't have to worry about on here because of the 90 hertz refresh rate display, is that things are smooth anyway. Even 60 hertz feels even more smooth because of the 90 hertz. And it just goes to show you the efforts that OnePlus went into to make sure that this phone could fight and compete against any other phone that comes out this year. It runs near stock or vanilla Android. The things that I appreciate about the customization in this is you can change the icon packs without having to download a third-party launcher. So I can still use Oxygen OS and use whatever icon packs I want. And the icon pack I have being used is Pixel icon pack right now. I do like using KWDT widgets. So my setup, if you guys haven't seen it already, looks like that. Very clean, very, very nice and clean. And with the other customizations, you can eliminate a ton of stuff in the status bar, which is what I did. And you can change your home or your theme of your phone from light to dark. And I wish maybe it was titled night so it would interact with Google Apps a lot better. The one thing I don't like on here is that it doesn't do that. Like on my Samsung devices, I get dark mode Google Photos. I get like that dark splash in front for Gmail and for Google Drive, and other aspects of Google is dark themed on my Samsung devices because of its night theme. But on here, because it's considered dark theme, it doesn't interact with Google Photos like that. So I don't get dark mode Google Photos. I don't like that. And unless you guys have found a way to solve that on your OnePlus 7 Pros, let me know down in the comments below. But what I do like is being able to change the accent color theming on here. I go back and forth all the time. I had it red for a while, changed into this nice like teal blue, turquoise blue color just to give it a new flair, make it feel a little more techy, a little more Tony Starky, you know what I'm saying? Because your boy Stark is in the building. So in terms of software, it has held up. I haven't really had too many hiccups. Every once in a blue moon, an app freezes. That happens on all phones. So not anything to be concerned with. I will say that this phone is very clean. The fingerprint sensor is fast. It's blazing fast. As you guys see here, if I do boom, and I use this thumb. Do I even have this? I don't have that thumb. Do I have it? So I do have that finger, right? Now my regular thumb, if I can show you, boom. And my thumb's not even at like the best angle. So fingerprint sensor is flawless. I like it. You can register like, I don't know how many fingers, but I have like 5 or 6 fingers. And some of them are duplicates of the same finger, just to, in my thought, to hope maybe it's a placebo effect. So in terms of that, OnePlus is clean. And let's get to cameras. Now, you guys know I was a big component of the OnePlus 7 Pro cameras, or a big proponent, I should say, of the cameras being very solid, even at launch. I thought these cameras were still very capable. They were still good. Now they've optimized the cameras even more with software updates to improve them even more, including the telephoto lens. That's an 8 megapixel. And then you get your 16 megapixel shooter, which is very nice. And then you get a 12 megapixel wide angle, which is still very nice. So, and then you get an 8 megapixel on the front, I believe. So everything's clean in terms of the camera performance. Even so, now they continue to optimize it and tweak it to improve it. They've sent out updates to improve even the front-facing camera from accidentally sliding up or sliding, when you get phone calls, or if you're in Google Duo or any type of, conference calling app. They've improved the front-facing from popping up, accidentally. And in terms of camera quality, very solid, very good. Of course, it's still subjective, but I think even OnePlus has won over some people who used to dog the camera. It was very unnecessary, and now they've come around talking about, oh, the camera's nice, and it's wow, hey. To me, I'm like, you should have just kept that same energy before. You were dogging the camera as if it was never going to get good. But we should realize now, in 2019, that it's not technically the hardware anymore for these cameras and what makes or breaks their quality. It's software, computational photography, something that Google has excelled at. OnePlus is getting there, Samsung is getting there, Apple's getting there, Huawei's up there. These phones just need software updates to improve their cameras because the hardware is very sufficient. So in terms of camera quality, very, very solid, very nice. No complaints from me in terms of the cameras. And with all that packaged together, how does it hit the battery life? Battery life, again, great. I'm running this phone, watching 2K on here, like 2K content on YouTube. And if I can, I'm always trying to max out at 1080p when I'm watching YouTube or Netflix. I use or only use 90 hertz, which means it will force 90 hertz on everything that can be run at 90 hertz, and everything that runs at 60 is going to inevitably run at 60. Now, there is like a hack you can do to force everything at 90 hertz, but I didn't feel like doing all that. I don't think it was that big a deal. So I maxed out the phone in terms of screen usage and media consumption. And when I used to work 10 hours, this phone made it through all 10 hours, technically 12 hours. So from 6 a.m. to 4:30, 5:30, 6 p.m., my phone was lasting. I'd get home with, I don't know, anywhere between 15 to 20%, sometimes 25%. And hit it with the beautiful warp charge, that 30-watt charger. It's back up and running within 45 minutes to an hour. Now that I work 8 hours, I get home with 35, 40%, you know, sometimes 30%, just really depends on what I did on here. Sometimes 15%. So again, it depends on what I did, you know, on my phone and or the congestion in terms of connectivity and if it's searching for signal. Either way, I make it through a whole work day, and I often wait till about an hour or so before I'm going to bed to charge it so I can take it off the charger. I wake up with like 92%, 93% left on the battery, sometimes 90%, but either way, I'm going to work not at full 100%, and it's still making me through the day. So beautiful battery life, screen on, easily get 6.5, 7 hours, no problem. Big head, 8 hours. 8 hours. So, and as a total package, OnePlus did an amazing job with the OnePlus 7 Pro, and it will be interesting to see what more they can do to the OnePlus 7T Pro. I was hoping they weren't going to do a 7T Pro, or even a 7T for that matter, because of this phenomenon that they created here. But as it is, they want to keep up with the T series, and hopefully there's even more that they throw into the T Pro. Maybe 120 hertz, maybe a little bit more storage, maybe a bigger battery or faster charge times. I've heard some of that has been considered or is rumored. The size is fine. Maybe an additional color. So there's only so much they can really do to this device this year to really set it apart or make it worth buying. You know, I'm looking forward to what the OnePlus 8 or OnePlus 8 Pro has in store for us next year. But I'm really loving this, and it really kind of kept me from getting the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. That's the next comparable device to this because of near full screen, the size, the battery life, the charge time, the software experience. This is a true competitor to the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and you don't have to spend that kind of money. I got the $700 model, 8 gigs, 256 gigs of storage. You can get the $669, which is 6 gigs of RAM, I believe, and 128 gigs of storage. But the sweet spot is at 8 gigs, 256, because the 749 model is 12 gigs of RAM at 256. So you don't need that much RAM right now, unless you're doing some crazy stuff with your phone. 8 gigs, 256 is perfect for you. That is 3 months later on the OnePlus 7 Pro. How has it been holding up? Is it still worthy? Can you save your money and get a device that will compete easily against more of the expensive devices that will be coming out for the rest of the year, including the one that just recently came out in the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus? But that's your boy Versatile. I'm signing out. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you haven't already. And again, comment down below if you've been here and what you guys think about the OnePlus 7 Pro. But until the next video, 1 + 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pro. Wait for it.